Hey chess lovers, welcome back to the Chessyard. This is dhairyabagga, and today I'll be playing the 5-minute blitz on lead chess. And during the game, I'll try to be as instructive as possible, like always, making sure that there's something to be taken away as a learning that helps you improve your game to the next level. Now, before we start off with the game, I request you to subscribe to my channel and press on the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of the videos that I'm posting up daily without a miss. So, yeah, let's start off with the game and see how it goes. Got I'll just start and got the white pieces. Okay, I'll play the London system setup, which starts with d4.